Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine. Last time we made our way over to Pianta Village and we started to explore our new area in the game. This here is Pianta Village. The ancestral home of the Piantas was built in a giant tree as protection against wild beasts. Giant mushrooms thrive beneath the village. In this episode, we're heading back over to that giant mushroom-fested village in a giant tree. It's a very big mouthful of a name, but you get the idea. We're heading back over, and we're not going to be using the rocket nozzle, which is what we're supposed to be using. We unlocked the rocket nozzle after we got 30 shines, and using that, we can get to the 7th world of the game here in Delfino Island. But we don't actually need the rocket nozzle to gain access to Pianta Village. Instead, with some clever platforming, we can get up there with our hover nozzle, and I already kind of showed how to do so with one of the things we did last episode in, well, episode 3 of Pianta Village. While in the air, using the over-the-shoulder view here, also known as the Y view with the GameCube version when you press the Y button, we can go ahead and in the air move around with this. So we can actually use this to our advantage to turn, wall jump over here on the side of the Shine Gate, and then use the hover nozzle to fly right up here to this said pipe. We can actually do this as early as the very beginning of our time here in Delfino Plaza. You can go ahead and as soon as you gain access to Delfino Plaza, make your way over here to the pipe on the top of the Shine Gate, and you can start World 7 right before World 1. So this could actually be your first world in the game if you so choose. But we're not going to be obviously playing this as World 1, we're playing as World 7, as, you know, at this point, this is our 7th world, and we want to head back in so we can go ahead and explore Episode 5, Secret of the Village Underside. I see this one has a good old Yoshi here, so with Yoshi, looks like we need his help to gain access to this said secret, and there's a lot of coins around this area too, so I kind of have an idea what mission I want to pick for when we do the 100 coins. Howdy there, son. The entire village is getting ready for the annual Fluff Festival. Even as old folks start getting excited about this. Oh, and before I forget, I am not the mayor. If you're looking for him, he's probably by that yellow mushroom. Oh, nice snipe, thanks. The yellow mushroom, we already know what that means because that's where we were in episode 3 to help the mayor when he was covered in goop. So let's just go ahead and make our way over to the said yellow or gold mushrooms, I really refer to it, and see what the mayor has to say here. Mom, it feels like it's getting close to Fluff Festival time. This is your mother? I kind of see the family resemblance. Everyone's really excited, aren't they? Well, definitely. I'm excited enough I want to go get me a pineapple for my Yoshi, which conveniently over here is a tree just growing pretty much every single fruit that you can imagine. I wonder if Yoshi will show up. Well, he kind of did. He's in his egg form, but he's here in the village. Or she. We don't know which gender this Yoshi is just yet. We kind of are jumping the gun on that one a bit. We kind of need to hatch this Yoshi to see which kind of gender it is. So let's go ahead and take this pineapple and make our way over to the Yoshi egg so we can hatch our said Yoshi. Excuse me, sir. Mario on a mission here. I got a pineapple for my Yoshi friend. Gonna go ahead, give you this, and there we go. Hatched our Yoshi. Now we gotta be very, very careful here, as I do not want to make a wrong step here with my Yoshi and fall to my death. So with his flutter kick, Yoshi's gonna help us survive here a little bit easier. But if you want an easier time on these mushrooms, do a spin jump, because then you have a lot more height with Yoshi. Here we're gonna go ahead and make my way over to where this extra life is. And I'm going to actually use Yoshi's tongue to reach it. That's a very ineffective tongue, Yoshi. I guess we're not getting that life. You know what? I'm getting it my way. I'm going to just use F.L.U.D. That seems more effective. You would think Yoshi's tongue could be able to grab the extra life, but no, it can't. I don't know why, but it just can't. It's a little disappointing. Be very careful around here. I'm going to grab these extra lives. And then here, we can see some goop on the ground, so we know what to do. Spray it with Yoshi, and his juices make that goop go away. Now we drop down this hole and enter our secret level here at Pianta Village. At this point, this is going to be our final secret level that we're going to be exploring. Here, this one's very different because it's a big level. There is a lot of bombless pits here, but there's not very much of platforming. Instead, there's a bunch of Piantas in here, which is different because we haven't seen any Piantas in any secrets up until this point. Howdy, I'm a chuckster. You better be careful when speaking to powerful Piantas. Some chuck you straight up, but most chuck you backward. When it comes to tossing folk, I'm a chuckster. And then he just chucks you across the field. If there's nothing stopping Mario, he will continue to go too. So luckily he stopped us on this plank of wood. I'm assuming this looks like wood. So this is our primary objective. We need to talk to these chucksters, but here's the problem. If you're playing on the 3D All-Stars version with a Switch controller, notice how it says A to talk? Guess what's also A? The jump button. You can see where this is going. I'm a chuckster. Chucks me right into the extra life, or he should have. But the problem with the chucksters is very easy to just jump over where these guys are and line yourself up in a really bad way. The talk button on GameCube is B, which in this game that's mapped to Y, and it does not work to talk here. But if you're playing with a GameCube controller on the other hand, B will still talk to the chuckster. So in the Switch version specifically, I highly recommend if you can use a GameCube controller with the GameCube adapter, use it here. This is the mission where you want to talk with B, because you do not want to line yourself up in a bad way with the A button, because A is jump, and what I like doing in this is I like jumping around, and you can also do this to your advantage in some cases too, because to stop these guys from moving, just jump on their foreheads. Doing so, they'll get mad at Mario and have a little bit of a freak out. So you can use this to your advantage here to line up a chuckster in the way that you want. This guy's a little too close to the edge, so I'm going to wait for him to get over here. And using the jumps, you can just barely move Mario around in the way you want. So this is why, again, having the talk button mapped to jump in the Switch version specifically is a huge problem in my opinion. That makes this mission so much harder than it needs to be. And this is a very infamous mission in Super Mario Sunshine, because this is the one a lot of people have a problem with, just due to the precise nature of these chucksters. So yeah, not the biggest fan of this one. Now, this is a section that's a little bit weird because we can get thrown over to our right here, which will gain access to a 1-up mushroom, or we can go to our left to get the Shine Sprite. I'm gonna choose left for the Shine. I don't want to go over to the other area because there's really no point. So I'm gonna just wait for this chuckster to line himself up over on this side of the ledge, and then I'll talk to him. Want to be careful because he can overshoot us, and if we land on any side that's not a wall, yeah, we're gonna die. That's the problem with this mission. It's a very one and done kind of mission. So if you have a bad angle, you're just gonna die. It's very trial and error, I feel. That doesn't help things here. It really doesn't. But let's line this guy up, talk to him. He chucks us to the other side, and first try. There you go, we did it. No problems whatsoever. But it's time for us to head back into the secret so we can go ahead and do our usual cleanup here. Let's head back in with F.L.U.D. to collect us some red coins. Alright, we're back here in episode 5, Pianta Village, and as you can imagine, if you're not in the secret level yet, it's because there's another way for us to get inside this said secret here. We don't need Yoshi to get inside of this green mushroom underneath Pianta Village. Instead, with some clever platforming, we can clip inside the said mushroom with just Mario and hit the loading zone for the secret. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to line myself up in a very specific way here so we can go ahead and clip through this tree, as you do. Grab this ledge, we're going to slide down, and then using the hover nozzle, we're going to just go ahead, back our way into the loading zone, and with that, we are inside our said secret. So now, let's go ahead and get ourselves 8 red coins. We know the drill at this point, but we have chucksters to now worry about. Kind of. Luckily, with the help of F.L.U.D. here, we can go ahead and skip a lot of the chucksters. We don't need to have all these chucksters throw us around anymore. We only specifically need this one here. All the others we can skip if we wanted to. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray you with water because that'll just make this a little bit easier. Throw me up high. Be very careful here where we land. Just barely getting inside of this little cube. Gonna go ahead and grab this red coin, do a spin jump over to the other said red coin, and from here, I'm just gonna go ahead, triple jump my way over to where this burning fireman is. You know, he'll be fine, right? He doesn't really have an issue. He can put that out himself. I'm on a timer. I can't really waste my time with you, buddy. I'm sorry. Gotta go. Got myself another coin, so I'm gonna use this rope and gain some momentum here with F.L.U.D. and jump over to where our last set of coins are, near the ending of this said level. And with that, there you go. We got ourselves our shine, only having to work with one Shuckster. Before we leave, though, I do want to head back over to this little cube area, and I kind of want to mention something about these little small fry enemies. You want to go ahead and kill these guys, because if you go ahead and kill these guys in a very specific pattern, you can get extra lives from these guys. So I want to go ahead and just clump them up, and if we do so, we can jump on 5 in a row, and if we do that, we can get an extra life. It's a little bit of a difficult thing to do, but this is a good spot to grind some extra lives if you are running low. There we go, we got our extra life. So as you can see, when you kill multiple of those little small fry in a row, you will get an extra life, but it's kind of an awkward thing to do. Not really something I'll recommend, but it is something you can do to get an infinite supply of 1-ups, so it can work as a grinding spot. I find other ways in this game to get extra lives fast, so for me, that's not very much of a grinding spot, but I do see others grind lives there, and it does work. To me, it's a little inconsistent, so I don't really recommend it, but it can work in a pinch. Heading back into Pianta Village here, now we have episode 6, Piantas in Need. So as the name implies, a bunch of the Piantas here in Pianta Village are having a little bit of a hard time, as they're all sinking into this lava goop. That's not pleasant. Oh no, I just went away for a bit and now look! I can't believe it, another fine mess, and it's a doozy. Some of the villagers are trapped in that burning ooze. And I just finished evacuating everyone a little while back. What in the world's happening? I think I may just start crying. I'm sorry to trouble your time after time, but please, could you find the time to help us out again? 10 villagers are trapped in the slime. You must hurry. Alright, let's hurry up, because as he said, we only have 3 minutes to help all these Piantas, because if we run out of time, well, that's game over for them, and also for Mario, because we can't really complete the mission at that point. Mario has cardiac arrest if you don't get this all done in 3 minutes, so we don't want that. Kind of like living. So what we need to do is we need to free all these Piantas from the burning goop, and to do so, we can use our F.L.U.D, or we can also use the barrel of water in certain sections, although it's not really the most recommended, but you want to go ahead and also clean the Piantas once you get them out of the goop, because they do not count as being freed until they are fully cleaned off of the said goop. So we gotta free them and then clean them. So since we're playing this in daytime, we only have one source of water too, so we gotta also be careful how much water we use for F.L.U.D. If we run out, we gotta go all the way into the back of Pianta Village and head our way over to the hot spring. So we gotta be careful how much water we're using here if we want to keep the most of our time. Luckily, we have more than enough time, I feel, in order to get all these Piantas, because they're all on the top side here. None of them are down below where the mushrooms are, which definitely help, because if they all were down below and up above, yeah, the more spread out nature would make this mission way harder than it actually is. But this is actually a good mission for a lot of people to do individual level runs of, or ILs, as since this has an in-game timer of its own, people like to just constantly grind out this mission and see how fast they can beat it while cleaning up all the Piantas. Because as soon as the timer stops, that is your final time for the mission. So that's what a lot of people like doing. And the timer stops once we clean our final Pianta member here. So with that, our timer's left on 1:18:54. Do the math, subtract that from 3 minutes, and you'll get your final time of how long it took you to clean all these Piantas. So that's what a lot of people like doing in the speedrun scene. They like running this back in a speedrun sense. You're the savior of Pianta Village. We're in your debt. As a reward, please take this. So for saving all the Piantas in the burning goop, we get ourselves a shine. Thank you, Mayor. We won't forget our debt to you. Probably. I don't like that probably part. Something tells me you're just gonna forget next week. Let's go ahead and get our shine and get out of here. This was a pretty simple mission. It's just more or less a stressful one because of the timer, but I do feel they give you more than enough time to work your way around the village. It's just a little bit tight if you're not really familiar with Pianta Village just yet. It helps that that's episode 6 and not like episode 2 for that reason. Because by episode 6, you should be a little more familiar with the layout of Pianta Village. Let's jump back into the pipe once more and head into episode 7. We know the drill at this point. This is a Shadow Mario mission. Indeed, Shadow Mario runs wild. I already see him running. He's just kind of standing. Shadow Mario stands wild, more like it. Let's make him run. I got my F.L.U.D. pack ready. I'm gonna shoot you. Stay still. Oh, that's different. Now he has a trail goop behind him, and it's the burning goop. And when he lands on the ground to make his M, it's burning goop. So we can't get too close to Shadow Mario this time around, as he can hurt us, but... Well, I mean, he can't hurt us by running into us too, thanks for proving the point. But I'm trying to say, he can hurt us with the goop as well this time. This is probably the hardest Shadow Mario mission because of that, but you know the drill. These missions, hard? That's an exaggeration. It's still just as easy as all the other encounters with Shadow Mario. I'll remember this. Shadow Mario, seriously, every single time I ran into you, this is the result. You never put up a fight. You always just run like a couple feet, and that's it. You really don't get far in these missions, but with that, we got ourselves another shine, making 96 in total. Well, this is different. We got a new cutscene going into the F.L.U.D. Plaza. We can see Shadow Mario here dive into some water in the back section of the said area, but if we zoom out the camera here, yeah, we can see the whole area is now flooded. What the heck happened in between our trips to Pianta Village? Like, this is a lot of water. There's no way for us to get back up to that pipe anymore. We're kind of stuck in this area at this point. So, yeah, this is actually something that will happen once you complete every single episode 7 in all 7 worlds of Super Mario Sunshine. Once you do so, the whole area at the F.L.U.D. Plaza will be flooded due to a bad rainstorm. At some point, we'll get the Debs message telling us about this. So, unfortunately, we don't have access to any of our extra flood nozzles anymore. We don't have access to the turbo or the rocket nozzle, which means we cannot shoot back up to the top of the pipe. The F.L.U.D. Plaza has recently experienced a waterfall-like deluge of rain in all areas. Residents are advised to seek shelter on rooftops to avoid the rising flood waters. And definitely is a set of flood waters here because there's a lot of water just all of a sudden up here. It's pretty bad, but we do have another way to get back up to the top of Pianta Village, and that's what we're going to be doing because we do know we can already use F.L.U.D. to our advantage here to go ahead and just make our way up to the top with some clever platforming, but I actually want to use the help of Yoshi here because Yoshi is also available to still access in the flooded state. So, I want to head over to this section because as we can see, the fruit market evacuated with their fruit intact and put it all on the top of this rooftop here. So we can go ahead and use that to our advantage to grab ourselves the fruit of choice. In this point, it's a coconut, and I'm going to use the said coconut to hatch me a Yoshi egg, and with the Yoshi's help, we can gain access to World 5 and eat the pineapple on top of the rooftop if you haven't done so already, which you should have to get to this point in the game. So not exactly sure why they still let you use Yoshi here. But you can also use this to get back to World 7. There's only a very small handful of worlds you can gain access to in the state, and by small handful, I mean 2, because Noki Bay is locked out. You can't go to any of the M's on the wall, so Worlds 1 through 3 are locked out. The cannon's locked, so you can't go back to Peanut Park. It's just the 2 pipes on the top of the rooftop and the Shine Gate. That's pretty much all you get. Everything else is completely locked. So we want to be very careful here, because if we land in the water with Yoshi, Yoshi is no more. So let's not drown our freshly hatched Yoshi, please. With Yoshi's flutter, we can go ahead and use this to our advantage. So just go ahead and flutter up to the top of the Shine Gate, and now with this, we can get back inside this pipe and head back into Pianta Village, which is good, because we still have some work to do here. We have Episode 8, Fluff Festival Coin Hunt. Even though the F.L.U.D. Plaza is flooded, Pianta Village isn't, because this is up in the mountaintops. they luckily avoided all the floodwaters. So for us, we can still gain access to the said area. And it's a red coin mission. Everyone's favorite. Let's just get our coins and be very careful here. So I'm gonna get this one, which is the only one on the underside of Pianta Village. So with F.L.U.D, I'm just gonna use this to hover back over to the bridge. And with that, we are done with the underside. So I'm gonna go ahead now and make our way on the top of this bridge said area, because on top of the pine tree, or the palm tree, why'd I call this a pine tree? Not even close, it's a palm tree. Genius, on the palm tree is another red coin, making 2 of 8. Now from here, I'm gonna go over into this high grass section, because in the grass, well, for one, there's a blue coin. I'll remember that for later, because for now, I want this one, the red coin. Just hidden in the grass, very hard to notice too. I did not mean to spray the triangle, but sure, we can go get that coin right now, but I don't want to. I don't want blue coins at the moment. I want red coins, which one is here in the hot spring. I want to go ahead and make my way to the back, and right next to this beehive is another red coin, but you've got to be very careful with that one, because those bees can easily knock you off into the pit, killing you in the process. So, not the best red coin to go after, in my opinion, but it is something we needed to do because we kind of need the coin. It is important to get. But here, I want to go ahead and ground pound these boxes, specifically here in the back. Ground pounding these boxes, underneath is a red coin, making a total of 7. Now we only have one more red coin we need to get, which is actually at the very top of this tree in the center of Pianta Village. There were no green mushrooms up there either, not a one. All I saw was a red coin. How convenient, that's what I'm looking for. I don't care about the mushroom, I care about the coin. That's my thing. I want me red coins. I'm gonna use this seesaw here to go ahead and make my way up to this cloud. Stand on said cloud, because we already know back in Gelato Beach, those clouds are a solid object, so use that to your advantage. Here we got ourselves the rocket nozzle. Let's go ahead and collect it, and use it to shoot up to the top of the tree here. I'm gonna line myself up and do a spin jump just to give me that extra height to make sure I get to the top. I can already see our last red coin right on the very top of the tree. Jump onto the said platform to collect our coin. And that is that. Our shine spawns all the way over in the distance on the said clouds. Not a fan of where that shine goes, because this is a very, very dangerous shine to go for. I'm gonna go ahead and grab me this dandelion here. Barely made it in time, because in a moment, the wind is actually gonna push this thing all the way to the other side where that said shine is. And the worst part about it is this is much easier to get to with hover nozzle, and guess where they put the hover nozzle? Over where the shine is. So yeah, as you can imagine, you fall just like I did, and that's game over. Bye-bye, Mario. Go back to the floodwaters. Alright, we're back here at the tree, and this time we're going to do things different. As instead of getting the rocket nozzle, I'll just use my hover nozzle as a glorified rocket. For some reason, when you hug the side of this tree and then hover up, you get an immense amount of momentum. This is the weird physics of Super Mario Sunshine. So using that to my advantage, I can get to the top of this tree, and I can keep my hover nozzle, which is really good because I don't want the rocket, if I want to be honest here. I feel more comfortable getting over to where this cloud is using the hover nozzle than the rocket nozzle. And since you can only get the hover nozzle back once you get over to these clouds, yeah, that's kind of a problem. So it just helps having the said hover nozzle going over to this section. But there we go, we got ourselves the red coin shine of episode 8. But now let's head back into episode 8 one final time, as there's one more thing left for us here to do. Alright, we're back here in episode 8, the Fluff Festival Coin Hunt, and this time around we don't need to collect any of the red coins, but there is something else we can do here in episode 8. But before we do so, I want to go ahead and talk to the mayor, as we didn't talk to anyone really during the Red Coin Festival, outside of the one guy on the tree that told us, yeah, there's a red coin up above. He was the most helpful out of all the villagers, but I do want to talk to the mayor and see what he has to say during the festival. I think I'll grab some fluff and float away myself, Mom. Escaping your troubles, I see. Just running away from Mom with the fluffy clouds. Hey, you! Careful! Even if you grab a piece of fluff, what are you gonna do if you miss a cloud and fall? That'll sting! Don't remind me. I know this lesson the hard way. So yeah, no one really here has anything important for us to, well, learn about, but there's a nice little flavor text here from all the villagers if you so choose to talk to all of them. I don't really need to, because we're just here for one specific thing, and that is a secret shine. Here in episode 8, we do have access to a secret shine that is not really in any of the other episodes. So I want to go ahead and make my way back up to the top of the tree, and you know what, we'll go ahead and use the good old rocket nozzle for this. But instead of using how we're supposed to, I'm just gonna fly with it with rocket storage, and then clip on the top of the tree, you know, as you do. This gets us back up here faster. I've already been kind of doing a lot of stuff to get back here in my own time. I kind of want to speed up the process. I'm going to look at the sun and start spraying it, because if you spray the sun here in episode 8, a Shine Sprite appears in the air. Revealing the shine in the air reveals a shine for you to collect on the top of the tree here in Pianta Village. Let's go ahead and grab this. And with that, now we have every single shine here from all the episodes, including the secret shines. All that's left for us to do in Pianta Village is collect our 100 coin shine and all the blue coins, which we'll be doing in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, we'll head back into Pianta Village one final time and collect all the coins in the area. I'll see you guys next time.